Where have all the people gone? Today, I got up early and took the subway to Pudong Airport. After checking in my luggage, I enter the terminal and find it empty, just me here. Think about it, before the pandemic, I had to come several hours in advance every time. Especially for passing security checks, it would take at least an hour. Today, I only spent 3 minutes going through security checks. After the epidemic, I went to the airport several times last year and the year before last year. I felt that the flow of people was less than 20% or 30% of the previous flow. What happened? It's 8:30 now. To be honest, in 2024, there are so few people at the subway entrance of Pudong Airport. It was unimaginable in the past. China's economy continues to slump. Many international airports in China, which were once thriving and bustling, are now largely deserted. Recently, a passenger took a photo of Shanghai Pudong International Airport, showing that the area was sparsely populated with tourists and closed businesses like a ghost town. China's economic depression is visible everywhere, and even Shanghai's 3 most prosperous commercial streets are deserted. As of the end of 2024, Shanghai's permanent population was 24.8 million. So where have all these people gone? According to reports, many wealthy people in Shanghai have immigrated overseas. Let's talk about these topics today. But before we do, we would like to invite you to subscribe. Your support is our greatest motivation and allows us to bring you more valuable content. Now, moving on. Can you believe it? This is Shanghai Pudong International Airport. All the stores in the airport are closed. It's 3 p.m. now. The store Eagle should be open normally. Look, it's closed. The stores in the airport are all closed. Oh my god, this is the MCM store. My female fans should all know it. Look, it's closed. Oh my god, all the stores in this row are closed, and I haven't been here for just less than a year. Look, they are all closed. Starbucks is open, but Asian Food Club and Harvest Day are closed. There are not many people in international flights and flights to Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. There are really few people in such a big airport. Look at this empty waiting room. Can you imagine? This is the world's financial center, Shanghai. There was no one, just me, and there were more staff than passengers. Many people don't believe it. Yes, this is Shanghai Pudong Airport. Look at all these planes. Look at the number of planes. Do you see it? Here is the chart. Just look at this vast hall. This is the current Shanghai Pudong International Airport. No one. No one.
一起看看晚上20点。
Let's take a look at the real Pudong Airport International area at 8 p.m. There was no need to queue for border inspection, and there is basically no one here. Starbucks is closed, and the Sunrise duty-free shop has only one door open, and there is basically no one. This row of shops is basically closed, and some open shops have no customers. Some duty-free shops have notices directly for temporary closure.
直接标注暂停营业。
The food at Shanghai Hongqiao Airport is really getting more and more expensive. People say that consumption is downgrading, but there is no such feeling here. It's more expensive than before. There used to be a KFC and McDonald's, but now there are none. What brands have been introduced? Except for Starbucks, which has a long queue, people who eat in other stores probably could be reimbursed by their companies. Look at the price of breakfast. Really crazy.
真的是疯了。虹桥机场啊。
Hongqiao Airport is empty with many stores closed and only a few people in sight. The scenery outside is still pretty good, and the scenery inside is good too. There is actually a very delicate children's castle here. Recently, we have often seen videos posted by Shanghai bloggers on the internet. There are no customers in the deserted shopping malls. Many shops have closed down, and even the 3 famous commercial streets in Shanghai have declined. Even in such a prosperous pedestrian street in Shanghai, there was no one on Sunday. Look, there is really no one. If it's in a 4th or 5th tier city, we can understand, but this is Shanghai, the economic center of China. China's 1.4 billion people cannot be stimulated to consume. Who can tell me why? There are no customers in the mall, no one on the street, and no one in the pedestrian street. Where have you guys all gone? I would call for more support for physical businesses. You can see that it's lifeless everywhere, without any fireworks. How can it feel like an international metropolis?
你敢相信像现在的商场？
Can you believe that? Now at 7 or 8 p.m. there is no one in the mall. For a small shop like this, the rent is at least $5,000 a month, not including the wages of employees. Some stores may have 8 or 9 employees. Even if you pay $700 per person, the monthly expenses are $6,000. I don't understand how the owner makes money.
我都搞不懂他是怎么赚钱的。
My friends, there is a reason why no one is shopping offline now. I just saw the sweatshirts in several domestic sports brand stores. The price is basically around $21. A sweat short-sleeve t-shirt, I was a little surprised. If you go to the e-commerce platform, such a sweatshirt is $5 and you can buy it at will. The price difference is too big.
这个价格差的也太大了。就目前上海这个状况，
As for the current situation in Shanghai, many people may not believe it when I tell you. That is, most people can't sleep at night. Supermarket owners can't fall asleep, catering can't either. Furniture sellers, beauty salons, everyone can't fall asleep. Even though I have been doing curtains for 27 years, I can't get to sleep recently because there is no business this year. There are also delivery drivers, online car-hailing drivers, and designated drivers. None of them can sleep. Where can you get customers now? Which industry in Shanghai can sleep well at night now?
晚上都能睡得着嘞。
你们发现没有啊？
Have you noticed that there are really not so many people in Shanghai? The subway is almost empty. The internet-famous shops no longer need queues. There are only half as many dama, the middle-aged or senior aunties, dancing in the square. Where do all these people go? I am not making this up. Mr. Wang I know quit his job at a big internet company and went back to his hometown to take the civil service exam. What about President Li? He moved his company to the neighboring city Suzhou. The breakfast shop downstairs from my home, which has been open for more than 10 years, is now closed. Why did everyone leave? To be honest, they just can't compete anymore. Housing prices and rents in Shanghai are extremely high, labor costs are very high, and the overall environment is not favorable. You can't make money even if you compete to the best of your ability. Do you know how some bosses leave Shanghai? They cashed out by closing their company and selling their homes in Shanghai, and then they bought a house and an office in their hometown. Everything starts all over again without the ambitions of making money, and it's okay for them to retire early.
家人们，上海这是怎么了？
What happened to Shanghai? Now the shops in Shanghai are closed, which has become a hot topic. In the commercial streets that were once bustling and crowded, you can now see notices of transfer and closure everywhere. Such a depressing scene is sad. At the same time, the topic of Shanghai drifters has also stirred the city. More and more people choose to leave this city, which has carried countless dreams. Everyone knows that Shanghai used to be the dream destination in the hearts of countless people, and it's synonymous with the idea that effort leads to success. However, the consumption downgrade has now made everyone hold their wallets tight, reducing the number of shop customers significantly. Internal competition in the workplace is intense, job opportunities are fiercely competitive, and the economic environment is fluctuating, leaving many people unable to support themselves. Shops have no business and can only close down, and employees have lost their jobs and can only find another way out.
只能另寻出路。
觉得今年在上海
I think the most distressing thing in Shanghai this year is the self-employed bosses. I have a friend who opened a restaurant in Chuansha area. Some time ago, he complained to me that he felt that there were almost no people on the streets of Shanghai now. Where do you think these people have gone? It's better to be employed like he did before, with holidays, 5 insurances, and 1 housing fund, no worries and no pressure. He said that now he has to spend money every day when he opens his eyes, and he loses money if he doesn't open even for a day. Now, running a store is a daily torment.
现在开的店每天都在接忙。
上海有很多大商场，
Many large shopping malls and supermarkets in Shanghai have closed down. Some are indeed too shabby, and many products are out of date, so it's reasonable for them to close down. The question is, why are these newly opened shopping malls also so depressed? The environment is excellent, and the products are also of high quality. Except for some restaurants which can still attract a certain level of popularity, other businesses are largely ignored. Even if the economy is not performing well, Shanghai residents are still very affluent, especially retirees with high incomes and strong spending power. The main reason for the downgrade is a lack of confidence.
原因的信心不足。
Do you believe it? This is the center of Shanghai. The row of shops next to Ruijin Hospital in Shuzhaihui is all empty. The current market situation is really worrying. I haven't gone out shopping for a long time. Today, I went to the mall and found that there were not many people in the malls in Shanghai. The economic situation has not been good in recent years. Even Shanghainese who have the richest per capita income in the country can't afford the high-priced boutiques. A friend who works for a certain brand told me that their business is not as good as before. I can totally understand it because I can't afford it either. The biggest mystery is that the population is not decreasing, but there are few people on the streets of major cities. Take Shanghai as an example. The latest population statistics show that in 2024 there were only 110,000 fewer people than in 2023, and the permanent resident population is 24.77 million, which is actually not much less than it was a few years ago. However, this is no longer limited to the suburbs. The streets are now much less popular than before. Even in the city, many shops are closed or to be transferred or to be rented out. Some people attribute this to the impact of e-commerce because now everyone buys online. However, now couriers and delivery jobs are not as easy to do as before. Some people claim that the restaurant business will be easier to run, but I observe that many restaurants have closed this year. Some people say that everyone dares not consume and goes home to cook, but I see that there are more merchants than customers in the current vegetable market, and it's deserted. What went wrong? Who can solve this mystery? This blogger believes that many wealthy Shanghainese have immigrated to foreign countries. Shanghai has set off another wave of immigration. In just 1 month, over 100,000 high-value individuals in Shanghai have left. So, where did these hundreds of thousands of people go? This time, they did not choose those European countries as usual, but a large number of them went to the US across the ocean. Many of them got green cards through the American Outstanding Talent Plan and successfully led their families to immigrate to the US. Yes, that's right. In just 12 hours, our family moved from Shanghai to Greece. We thought about this decision for a long time. At the age of 45, I feel that the pressure in China is getting bigger and bigger, especially the competition at work. I am really exhausted. At the same time, considering the future of my child, I decided to bring him to Athens to change to a more relaxed living environment. We sold the condo in Shanghai and bought a house in Athens for about 280,000 euros. The house is not luxurious, but the view outside the window is beautiful. You can see the blue sky, white clouds, and the sea, which makes you feel better. I am the female factory employee who couldn't make it in Shanghai and brought her daughter to live in a small, poor country in Europe. I previously worked at the LV Group, earning an annual salary of $140,000. Many people don't understand, asking why you choose a small and poor Portugal while the world is so big and Shanghai is so good. Good question. Back then, I decided to find a city on Earth that is not inferior to Shanghai and suitable for living. So I opened this map. You see, the blue part of this picture represents the places in the world that can provide direct drinking water. Therefore, the Five Eyes Alliance countries, including Britain, the US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, most of Europe, Japan, and Singapore, are the places I prioritize. What is behind the water? It's the degree of economic development. I came to this world not to reproduce, nor just to work overtime and get promoted, but to see how flowers bloom, how water flows, how the sun rises, and when the sunset sets. It feels like Japan is about to become the world of Shanghainese. A large number of Shanghainese are pouring into Japan like a tide. Why are there so many Chinese people going to Japan this year? Until a friend of mine from Shanghai told me the reason. It turns out that most people come to Japan mainly for these two reasons. On the one hand, although Japan is not a traditional immigration country, there are no restrictions on foreign residents living in and purchasing real estate in Japan. As long as you have a passport, buying a house is as easy as buying vegetables in the market. What's more attractive is that as long as you take out $35,000 to register a company, you can apply for a business management visa so that you can settle down in Japan for a long time. And you can also enjoy the same welfare benefits as local Japanese people. The elderly and children don't have to spend their own money on medical treatment. This benefit is simply too tempting. On the other hand, Japan is close to our country. From many cities in China, you can go back and forth in a few hours, and there is almost no time difference problem. It's very convenient to travel. What do you think about this?
对此你们有什么看法呢？
That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.